This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Backwater Truck Supply, located at 100 Armor Creek Road in Nitro, West Virginia, right across from the Town and Country Supply. Contact them today at 304-610-8699 or check them out at backwatertrucksupply.westvirginia.com. Backwater Truck Supply specializes in accessoring your ride to your liking, new or old. Does your Jeep or truck need lifted or leveling kit installed? They've got you covered. New tires or minor automotive repairs? They got you covered there as well, with a full-service lift along with a wheel balancing machine. They are affiliates with some of the top brands in the automotive industry. Contact them today at 304-610-8699 or check them out at backwatertrucksupply.westvirginia.com. All right, guys, welcome back to another segment on the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. We're coming to you live from the Breathe and Wine Culture Company here in Cross Lanes, West Virginia. Fireside podcast. Man, we really appreciate them having us out here. I know, like, they're already closed, and we're like, we done went over our time. We're so sorry, but they're awesome people.
They are. They're great people. They've been extremely cordial this evening. Man, it's been an awesome experience what they've put on for us and allowed us to come out here and do. It's great. We appreciate it.
Yes, it's awesome. So without further ado, please welcome with me Devin, the operations manager, and Cheryl Herdman, the owner of Breathe Wine and Culture here in Cross Lanes. How you guys doing?
Good. Thanks for having us. Excited to have you guys here.
You guys got a great applause there.
Yeah.
I mean, dang, that's awesome.
Hey, you got to support what's supporting you.
You got that right.
It's butter in their bread.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No, I'm telling you, I went upstairs. I didn't get to experience everything as much as everybody else did because I was trying to get the talking points ready
Dave
and all that stuff. Dave was up there. But nobody, like y'all said, nobody was eating. I went up there and I'm like,
listen,
you
it's
all
gone
need
now.
You all need to be eating. As soon as I said that, it was like gone.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, he said that because he come up here and started eating it all.
no, I don't know what that little white cheese was, but it was really good.
Probably feta.
Was it feta?
Was it feta?
Cheese, yep.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
That mixed really well with a slice of pepperoni.
And Dan, his love for olives is amazing. So thank you all for putting the olives on there.
I didn't touch
problem.
it. Hey, luckily there was two boards there, so one of them really didn't have any olives on it. So that's the one I partook in.
Yeah, I said, did olives touch anything you ate? He said no. He don't like olives, but I love olives. But you all put together an amazing charcuterie board.
Thank you.
Those were awesome.
Thank you.
Great picks. So, all right, so let's get into how this all got started. I mean, like, we were talking to Jason a little bit ago, and he's been a long-time customer of you guys. He used to live right down here in Bennington Green, come up here and get wine all the time, and kind of watched you guys grow into what you are now. So tell us how all that evolved.
Well, we opened up about 2 years ago, right after the crazy of COVID.
Yeah.
So we were a little, nervous about if people were going to be coming back into in-store shopping, all that, and the impact of online shopping. But really and truly, this happened because of this building. Like, I moved here about 7 years ago, and I drove by this building, and it spent 5 years falling down.
Yeah.
It was, seriously, the doors were starting to fall down. Bricks showing, it was very, it was kind of an eyesore here at the intersection. It was just looking all
we
rough.
are here in the epicenter of Cross Lanes.
Yeah, it's the biggest intersection in town here.
It is, yeah.
And I would drive past it to get to my house, and, I'm sitting there drawing pictures of this building, like imagining it as a wine shop. Wanted it to be like a bistro type thing, something that you would see in Europe, or just like that kind of scene. And it just kept happening. And then one day they were putting in windows, and I was like, oh boy. So like a turnaround to the driveway, and I'm harassing people, like trying to find out, who owns this joint? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
And and then a sign came up, and I raised my hand, and I was the first one in line. And it was just, I knew it was just going to make it happen.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I was like, this is what this is going to be.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you've got a good vision behind it, and I think it's doing great. Like I told you when I first met you all, I seen that it was like, I'd watched it grow like he did, and I'm not really a big wine drinker. I think you go through phases.
You told us that. You mentioned it.
Yeah, I think you go through phases in your life to where your taste buds change and different things. I had a wine phase there for a little bit, but now I'm a bourbon collector, so I collect the allocated bourbons. And
See, I'm just alcoholic.
Yeah. Dan's just a complete alcoholic. So
I like it all.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I do like wine. I do. I'm not a big sweet style. I like a dry red more so than any. But I will drink a little bit of whites. But
yeah,
for the most part, if I'm going to drink wine, it's going to be a good cab or a Malbec.
If I'm going to
you
drink
guys
wine,
offered us this evening, which was amazing. That was a really good one.
I didn't get to try that, but if I'm going to have wine, it's going to be with like something we had, like the charcuterie board or a dinner or something like that. So
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some of the biggest. Devin, you're basically the Brewster here, or whatever you want to call
Thank
it.
you. That's my side of the store. Those are my babies over there. So.
Those are your babies over there.
When I first sat down with Cheryl, I knew I was applying to be the operations manager of a wine shop, and I said, well, listen, I kind of like wine, but I really like craft beer. She goes, perfect. I want to have a craft beer section. So
good.
I have managed to grow my craft beer corner that she gave me and multiply that by 3. So now it's about half of the store. So
yeah, I'm glad it's expanded.
Exactly. Yeah, me too.
You have a great selection.
Thank you. We fit over 150 craft beers between crafts and imports in there. I really try and focus on our local breweries here in West Virginia just because we love to shop small, we love to shop local, support local, so those are my favorite ones to collect in there.
Definitely.
Some of the big ones that we have coming up for fall, 2 from Big Timber. We have their Fest beer. It's a German-style lager. We have Forest Fest Oktoberfest.
I've had that one.
Classic Oktoberfest.
You've had that one,
I
Dave.
don't know if I've had that one.
Yeah, you wasn't in studio for that.
Yeah,
I've had the Fest beer,
It has
and I like it.
Yeah, the Forest Fest has the orange leaves all over the can, so perfect for fall. It's eye-catching. So those are from Big Timber out of Elkins.
Okay.
Another good one we have is High Ground Brewing from Terra Alta. Gives us famous Monster. It's a Marzen-style German lager. Amazing. It's great. You can find those in our cooler. One of my favorites is from Weathered Ground out of Coolridge, West Virginia, right below Beckley. They give us AJ's Fest beer, and that is one of my favorite Oktoberfests that West Virginia makes.
So what
honestly.
was the Weathered Ground lager that we had this evening?
So tonight we gave you guys the Coolridge lager.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
that's
say
their
that
easy drinking.
That is really good.
Just a good, easy beer to enjoy.
I will be getting more of that.
Yes.
It's really good.
It's a nice low ABV. It's easy drinking. It doesn't have a lot of like the theatrics that some of the other craft beers have. It's not intimidating like a lot of craft beer can be, but it's a reliable one.
Now I know we've got the West Virginia Country Roads lager from you guys. Mm-hmm. Is that a hard one to get?
It is very hard to get, and I keep calling myself the squeaky wheel because the squeaky wheel gets greased, and a lot of our distributors like to overlook us little shops, but it's me. I'm the squeaky wheel. Hey, do you have any of this? Can I pick some up? I saw so-and-so had some. So-and-so posted on Facebook, and our rep is probably like, oh, my God, here goes Devin from Breathe again.
Yeah.
But guess
Well,
what? We have it on the
but
shelf.
you have it.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, the liquor company in Charleston, I think they got a ton of it. Is that where I seen it last?
Probably.
I mean, and of course, I know you guys got it, but I kind of watched those things, and they had pallets and pallets of it, and I'm like, what's the deal with that, you know? But I mean, it's kind of like the allocated bourbon. They pick wherever it's selling the most.
Yep.
But I mean, as soon as you guys get it in, it's gone.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I mean, you saw how quick it went. I had, I held you some.
Yeah,
I had
we bought
people,
6
a
of
whole
them.
list of people that I had to call that we have no problem holding it. I'll give you a couple days to come get it just so you can get the beer that you want.
Yeah.
I wish I had more for everybody, but they only give us so much,
Yeah.
So we
No,
do what
it
we
was
can
really
with what
good.
we get.
So let's talk a little bit about the featured beer that we had this evening, which is a cider from
So
Country
tonight,
Boy Brewing.
we got to enjoy Country Boy Brewing out of Lexington's. They make a classic hard cider, and we had their orange cream cider. So it's a nice change of pace if you don't love beer. And honestly, for a brewery making a cider, they did a really good job of it. It is extremely tasty.
Yeah.
It's a nice, easy drinking cider. The orange cream tastes just like a dreamsicle without being too sweet, and
way.
with a 6.9 ABV, it packs a little more of a punch than most ciders you would think,
I didn't realize it was that high.
Exactly. You wouldn't with it being a cider and it drinks so easy. You would never guess that. But
Well, ciders normally are pretty high in that, aren't they?
yeah, they're coming out with a cranberry cider here in a month or so, Country Boy told me. So we're all looking forward to that for winter, Christmas, and they did such a good job with these two. I'm excited to see what they do with the cranberry.
Yeah, the cranberry is going to be really good.
Basically wine. Cider
Yeah.
is the
Yep.
wine.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, we'd like to thank them for giving us their little trinkets that they gave us to hand out and to our guests and to people that come in for the tasting. So I think that was a good little additive thing. You always want to throw those little marketing things in there.
Of course.
Some kind of little pitch to, say, hey, we thank you for coming out. So,
No, absolutely.
but it was really good. So, like, the country roads hype, we went over that. I mean, like, that's just crazy how much that's gone. But we had the other country roads that's right across the border in Maryland.
From Smoketown Brewing.
Yeah, has that hit a little bit?
I think it has. I posted that, and I think my caption was, "There's a new country roads entered the chat" or something. You know, you got to do on social media, give it a little flair. So even though it's not West Virginia made, it's right over the river in Maryland. The can literally says "Almost Heaven." It is for West Virginia.
Yeah.
It's a good second from Big Timbers Country Roads if you want that West Virginia.
It is good.
Pilsner.
Now I'm going to tell you, I had that one before I had the Country Roads Trust lager. So I had a Pilsner before I had the lager, and it was just crazy the flavor change.
Oh yeah. Well, that's two different.
I didn't
styles.
even want to drink the lager after that.
Right, it's tasty stuff.
Yeah, because
That's
I mean,
called
it's
growing
just
up.
I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You remember when you was a kid and drank Bud Light?
I never drank Bud Light.
Yeah, you did. Look at you. You can't
Natural
tell
Light.
me. You
Natural
can't
Light.
sit there and tell me you didn't drink Bud Light.
Nope.
Looking at you.
Natural Light.
Some people walk in and get so offended that I don't have Bud Light in the store, and I was like, "That's not our jam in here.
No,
We're focused on
it's
crafts
not-
and
it's
improving
not the
guys."
best station.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense if that's what you like. Awesome. Go get it at the gas station.
Yeah,
You're just not
it's
gonna
a
find it at
convenience
Brave, and
store
I'm so
beer.
Sorry about that, but at the same point, I'm not.
That's a totally different realm.
Right,
like you're
right.
saying.
Values.
Values.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So you all have grab and go meals for lunch. I came in and had lunch here one day, and it was the cabbage rolls, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, those things were so good with the red potato, mashed potatoes." And I sat outside here on the picnic table and ate it. I mean, it was awesome.
He was going,
I was. I
I
was sitting
guarantee
here, and I was like, they got cameras up here. They're watching me take pictures of all this food, and they're like, what is this guy doing? But, we're just trying to feature you guys, small business in the community. I mean, you guys are doing a great thing, and we love it. We are glad you're here in the community.
Thank you.
Do you guys have anything big coming up?
yes, we do. We are getting ready to open up our second location on downtown streets of Huntington.
Oh wow.
So we're just hopefully about 6 weeks away from opening up, doing the grand opening down there. It's a very great location right
Huntington.
downtown.
I mean, what street?
It's on 9th Street. It's right where they do the 9th Street Live. So
Oh, okay.
there's going to be, hopefully foot traffic and, all of the activities going on.
I think that may be another good place for a live.
It is a great place
It
for a
is.
live.
And they just
I don't
passed
know.
the
It's
POTA law
awfully
down
green.
there, so you can have an
And-
open container certain hours of the day.
No way.
It's awfully green in that area.
Yeah. And this, I think, went really well. And I think you guys are
Yeah.
amazing. You're doing
We
I
appreciate
think
it.
this
Thank
went
you.
really
very
well tonight.
professional get up. I love it.
Well, we really appreciate you guys. And when I came in that day and I bought that was the Oktoberfest, the Forest Fest. That's the day that I bought it. I'm like, we need to do something together. So we talked about it that day, come back and had a meeting, and we went from there. So this has been in the planning for a long time.
It has.
This wasn't something that just came up and we done it,
Yeah.
Let's do
So-
it again.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think we need to. So, thank you all again for having us, and we really appreciate it. You all did an amazing job this evening.
Thank you.
We appreciate it
And
so much.
thanks for letting us stay over. We're going to take about maybe 5 minutes. We're going to bring another guest in, and then we're going to be done this evening so these ladies can go home. So, we sure appreciate everybody listening, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Ghost 802, a sports team based in Vermont. Their goal is to promote safe and ethical hunting and to raise the youth to share the same passion for the archery, hunting, and the outdoors as they did growing up. For more information, check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Let them know that you heard about them right here on the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls.